The most eagerly anticipated weekend in world football is upon us. Real Madrid host Barcelona in the first El Clasico of this season. And as you guys expected and requested, tactics is upon us. So let's talk some tactics. So starting with the away team, Barcelona, we do know there's some moving pieces there for injuries. The big one, of course, Lionel Messi, which I will touch on whether or not I see him featuring. But at the back, Alves, Piqué, it could easily be Mascherano or Mathieu, and there Mascherano has stated that he is fit and ready to play. And I think that will be crucial in this game if he does play. I do rate Mathieu, but I'll tell you why I think that Mascherano will be a better fit in this situation. Alba, and then the midfield, Busquets, Iniesta. Roberto has been a great utility player at the moment for Luis Enrique's team. He's came in to play right back, at centre midfield, at right wing, and he's done a stand-up job in every position. But Rakitic, again, another whose injury is going up and down. We don't know whether or not he's going to play. He has been featured in training. Could be mind games from Luis Enrique, but at the moment, I'm torn between them two. I think if Rakitic plays, he'll have a crucial part to play in this game. And then up top, Neymar, Suarez and MORE. I'm confident that Lionel Messi does not start this game, but I've talked about it before. It's mind games to have Lionel Messi even in your squad on the bench for the ability to use him. It has to have Real Madrid aware of two different Barcelona squads they're going to face. Now, they're not completely different in terms of personnel, but I'm going to break down why some players like Suarez and Neymar can thrive in this game without Lionel Messi. Trust me, they will play fantastic with Messi. I'm not making it seem like they are better without him. But at the moment, what I've been seeing a lot from Barcelona is more direct play. Now, this is with Lionel Messi. What you see with Barcelona is he'll take up this role in here, right? And what he does is he'll naturally draw out the holding midfielder, and therefore they'll expect to try and find him in these areas, and Luis Suarez will often make these type of runs. He'll often drift in behind to try and separate the defenders, to try and create this gap in here for Messi, or he'll make this dynamic run in behind again. Last season for Messi's wonder goal, Suarez had a big part to play by being a distraction, and I think that he understood his role was to do that as well. But more often than not, when he makes these runs now, he's getting on the end of the ball. So what usually happens is Neymar will take up his natural position out wide. The ball will be fed into someone like Rakitic or Iniesta to find Messi. Then it goes out wide to Neymar. What they've been doing right now, specifically against Villarreal, is they're so direct with their passing. The ball will break in the midfield, bang, it's straight into Neymar. He's got this extra space that he didn't have before to try and take on people like Danilo, who I think is one of Real Madrid's weaknesses, and I'll touch on that. So that is an advantage. They obviously have the disadvantage of not having the world's best ever player, yes, I say that boldly, on the field. But at the moment, Neymar and Suarez are so in sync at the moment because they're getting the ball. They don't have to make these runs and then come back and recycle and then move again. They do that as well because good strikers do. But at the moment, when they make that dynamic run or they make that break into space, they're expecting to get on the end of the ball. So the reason why I mention this is without Messi, what you've happened is MORE will take this natural wide right role. Whoever it may be, whoever's been playing in that wide right position, they're taking it wide right. So then what does this do? This creates all the space. It splits Real Madrid a little further by doing this. And this allows Suarez to pick up the ball without those numbers around him. When Messi will play, he'll naturally drag himself into the middle, and therefore it becomes a little clustered sometimes. And we've seen Barcelona frustrated with that before. But with that direct passing, they find more space. They can get the ball wide to Neymar. They can get it into Suarez's feet quickly, and then they can push forward. Now, what I want to talk about from a Barcelona last point before I transition over to the point about Real Madrid and why they need to worry about this before I go into Real Madrid's attacking point, trust me, I'll be going back and forth, is against Sevilla, Real Madrid were very strong up until that point. They still are strong at the back, and there's a reason why. Casemiro, defensive midfielder, is a very good defensive midfielder at holding that anchor position. But against Sevilla, some things didn't line up. Sevilla isolated the right-hand side of Real Madrid's defence. A player, Danilo, who I do rate highly, was left outnumbered several times. And every goal Sevilla scored in that game, the 3 goals, came and started from that area. What happens is they push forward their fullback, like Jordi Alba could well and truly do. He'll make this run, and he's a distraction. Therefore, Danilo doesn't know whether to mark that run. He has to drag across a central defender or Casemiro, and before you know it, there's this space in here. And what this will do is this will allow Suarez to find more space in here, and they attack the weak side. Sevilla's goal, specifically their 3rd goal against Real Madrid, came from this. The ball was attacked down Real Madrid's right-hand side. Naturally, the defenders came across. It's like a horseshoe movement I always talk about, where they drag across each player, but they left this gap in here because when you play such attacking players in the final third, like Ronaldo and Bale and James, they don't always track back. So therefore, it leaves this space in behind, which Sevilla absolutely executed phenomenally. And then Barcelona, as we know, are so direct with their passing now that they can execute by having a swift change of play. And that is one of the main reasons I think that they will thrive without Messi. But then they have the ability in this game to bring on Lionel Messi if he's fit. And then before you know it, that creates another dilemma for Real Madrid, because they need to sacrifice Casemiro, who will be a crucial part of this game, to mark Messi in this hole. And before you know it, they leave themselves susceptible to this area in here, because that holding midfielder now needs to worry about Lionel Messi. So a lot of moving pieces that Barcelona can look to use against Real Madrid, but I will specifically highlight by overwhelming the flanks and outnumbering someone like Danilo out wide, and therefore they can create more space for Neymar to combine with his strike partner Suarez. They have combined for all of Barcelona's 13 goals that they've scored in La Liga since Lionel Messi has been injured. That is a phenomenal goal-scoring record for those two at the moment. So I think that they definitely can utilise that to their advantage and then use Lionel Messi when the game is either in the balance or to lock it up. So a lot of things for Real Madrid to be worried about, but let's talk about how Real Madrid can kind of counteract this defensively and use it against Barcelona to turn their biggest strength into their weakness. So the reason this game, as I mentioned there, is one of the most attractive in the world is because both teams line up very similarly. And if you look right here, the same thing with Real Madrid, there's some moving pieces in terms of the injury there. We're not completely sure whether Ramos is going to be declared fit. I think for Real Madrid's benefit, they should play Varane either way. I know they played Pepe in the last game, but Varane, very quick, especially if they put him at the right side of that centre-back partnership. He'll be able to try and utilise his speed to help and neutralise Neymar, who will be one of the go-tos for Barcelona. So Marcelo, Ramos, Varane, Danilo, midfield, Casemiro, going to talk about him in a minute. Essential that he has a specific role in this game for Real Madrid if they want to win this game. Modric, Kroos, Ronaldo, Bellingham. So Kroos and Modric, first of all, are better going forward. I know they've adapted parts of their game. Kroos and Modric, I think, when going forward, are going to be more beneficial for Real Madrid. And bringing in Casemiro this season has been crucial in allowing for that to happen. Xabi Alonso left a void. Before Xabi Alonso, Makelele had that void as well. Real Madrid need that holding midfielder, similar to Barcelona, have Busquets. Casemiro fills this role. Now, what I'm going to talk about is his job. His job for Real Madrid is to provide stability so that they can utilise their fullbacks to exploit Barcelona's weakness. This sounds familiar because I just said the same thing that Barcelona will do against Real Madrid. That is why I love this game, because both teams naturally are so strong that the only area you can try and find some weakness is in the wide areas when they attack too much. So with Danilo going forward, like he should in this game, trust me, I don't want to sacrifice Danilo, because in doing so, you may just give up the best chance of scoring against Barcelona. So when Danilo goes forward, Real Madrid technically have not done a good job in the past of shifting over Marcelo and filling this bank of three that can therefore hold Neymar and Suarez if they counter-attack. What Casemiro has to do, if Danilo goes forward, which he should, because they need to try and isolate Jordi Alba or whoever's playing left back, because this is what Sevilla did against Barcelona, try and flood that wide area like Barcelona are going to probably do it on their end to try and find some room in behind there. Casemiro needs to take up this role. Neymar will naturally not track back. If you see against Villarreal, yes, he does work back sometimes, but he'll probably be told by Luis Enrique that track back when need to, but stay wide and look for that direct outlet pass. If they push forward, I know naturally Marcelo won't want to tuck back in, so if he just holds this position here, that's good enough to mark the oncoming wide area. But therefore, I would have Casemiro, as soon as Danilo pushes forward, if that ball is transitioned in this area, they'll naturally try and find this direct pass to either Suarez or Neymar. Casemiro needs to be in this area. He needs to be in this area for the majority of the game. I know that is a sacrifice because he does offer something going forward. He does offer great passing vision, great passing ability, great striker of the ball. But in this game, sometimes you just have to sacrifice parts of those games to do your job, and that's what has to be done. He needs to be ready at all times to make this dart and run in here and cut out that direct pass like he has done. He's got a great, I would say, sense of awareness from a positional standpoint where he has to be. He needs to be ready to either cover for someone like Varane, who will try and naturally mark Neymar if the ball breaks to him. He can cover in here, break in behind, or he can just fill up this role to be the balance in there as Ramos will tuck across. That is a crucial part of this game because Real Madrid basically cannot sacrifice the ability to overwhelm Barcelona in the wide areas. The exact same problem that I said Barcelona could cause for Real Madrid, I'm going to reiterate. What has Cristiano Ronaldo got in his locker that he can utilise despite his ability, despite his striking ability? He's scored headers against Barcelona in the past. He is a mismatch up against Dani Alves. He's a lot taller, a lot stronger in the air. What can they do? They can isolate that wide area, utilise Danilo down the right-hand side, like Sevilla did in their win against Barcelona 2-1, and the ball was quickly switched into the back post, and this is where Ronaldo can try and fill up that role. I know Ronaldo will naturally switch with Gareth Bale. He'll make these runs in behind. Bale will come out wide. That's the advantage of having three sort of attacking wide players naturally playing in the final third. They can be mobile and move in between. Ronaldo should be looking to try and get into the back post like he has done in the past and try and utilise his heading ability. It's going to be a fantastic game. Those are a couple of pointers I think both teams could definitely do to try and take advantage of the other. It's literally a chess match because they both have this very small weaknesses in their team, and both of them will try to utilise them to the best of their ability. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for this game. We hope you've enjoyed this tactical analysis. I know it's been long. Trust me, my mouth can feel it. I think it's like the Sahara Desert in there, it's so dry. But who cares? It's El Clasico. I'm excited for this. My prediction is bold as bold can be. 2-1 Barcelona. I think that Real Madrid may take the lead, but I think Barcelona have got it in them with that ability of Neymar and Suarez at the moment just to have enough to take them over the finish line. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's going to be a victory for Barcelona? Do you think this tactical analysis was right? I'm completely open to you saying it's wrong. I've did enough research to think that it is right, but who knows? Someone out there might have a different perspective than me, and I want to hear from you guys. Like, favorite, subscribe, all the good stuff. Come back on the day of the game. We'll have a recap and some more fun stuff. Thanks again and subscribe.